Hello guys, welcome to a new video. So today we are going to continue the atomic habits, but this time with a new chapter, new phase, that is the fundamentals, why tiny changes make a big difference. The surprising power of atomic habits. The fate of British cycling changed one day in 2003. The organization, which was the governing body for professional cycling in Great Britain, had recently hired Dave Brailsford as its new professional director. At the time, professional cyclists in Great Britain had endured nearly 100 years of mediocrity. Since 1908, British riders had won just a single gold medal at Olympic Games, and they had fared even worse in cycling's biggest race, the Tour de France. In 110 years, no British cyclist had ever won the event. In fact, the performance of British riders had been so underwhelming that one of the top bike manufacturers in Europe refused to sell bikes to the team because they were afraid that it would hurt sales if other professionals saw the Brits using their gear. Brailsford had been hired to put British cycling on a new trajectory. What made him different from previous coaches was his relentless commitment to a strategy that he referred to as the aggregation of marginal gains, which was the philosophy of searching for a tiny margin of improvement in everything you do. Brailsford said the whole principle came from the idea that if you broke down everything you you could think of that goes into riding bike and then improve it by 1%, you will get a significant increase when you put them all together. Brailsford and his coach began making small adjustments you might accept from a professional cycling team. They designed the bike seat to make them more comfortable and rubbed alcohol on the tires for a better grip. They asked riders to wear electrical heated overshorts to maintain ideal muscle temperature while riding, a used biofeedback sensor to monitor how each athlete responded to a particular workout. The team tested various fabrics in a wind tunnel and had their outdoor riders switch to indoor racing suits, which proved to be a lighter and more aerodynamic. But they didn't stop there. Brailsford and his team continued to find 1% improvements in overlooked and unexpected areas. They tested different types of massage gels to see which one led to the fastest muscle recovery. They hired a surgeon to teach each rider the best way to wash their hands to reduce the chances of catching cold. They determined the type of pillow and mattresses that led to best night's sleep for each rider. They even painted in they even painted the inside of the team truck white, which helped them spot little bit of dust that would normally slip by unnoticed but could degrade the performance of finely tuned bikes. As this as this and hundreds of other small improvements accumulated, the result came faster than anyone could have imagined. Just 5 years after Brailsford took over, the British cycling team dominated the road and the track cycling event at 2008 Olympic Games in Belgium, where they won an astounding 60% of the gold medal available. 4 years later, when the Olympic Games came to London, the Brits raised the bar as they set 9 Olympic records and 7 world records. That same year, Bradley Wiggins became the first British cyclist to win the Tour de France. The next year, his teammate Chris Froome won the race, and he would go on to the win again in 2015, 16, and 17, giving the British team 5 Tour de France victories in 6 years. During the 10-year span from 2007 to 2017, British cyclists won 178 world champions and 66 Olympic or Paralympic gold medals and captured 5 Tour de France victories. in what is widely regarded as the most successful run in cycling history. How does this happen? How does a team previously ordinary athletes transform into world champions with tiny change that at the first glance would seem to make the modest difference at best? Why do the small improvements accumulate into such remarkable results, and how can you replicate this approach in your life? Why small habits make a big difference? It is so easy to overestimate the importance of one defining moment and underestimate the value of making small improvements on a daily basis. Too often, we convince ourselves the massive success requires massive action, whether it is going losing weight, building a business, writing a book, winning a championship, or achieving any other goal. We put pressure on ourselves to make some earth shattering improvement that everyone will talk about. Meanwhile, by improving 1% isn't particularly notable, sometimes it is even not noticeable. But it can be far more meaningful, especially in the long run. The difference a tiny improvement over can make over time is astounding. Here's how the math works out. If you can get 1% better each day for 1 year, you will end up 37 times better by the time you are done. Conversely, if you get 1% worse each day 1 year, you will decline nearly down to zero. What starts as a small win or minor setback accumulates into something much more. 1% better every day. So, habits are the compound interest of self improvement, the same way the money multiplies through compound interest. The effects of your habit multiply as you repeat them. They seem to make little difference on any given day and yet impact their delivery over the months and year can be enormous. It is only when looking back to 5 or perhaps 10 years later that the value of good habits and the cost of bad ones become strikingly apparent. This can be a difficult concept to appreciate in daily life. We often dismiss small changes because they don't seem to matter very much in the moment. If you save a little money now, you are still not a millionaire. If you go to the gym 3 days in a row, you are still out of the shape. If you study Mandarin for an hour tonight, you still haven't learned the language. We can make few changes, but the results never seem to come quickly, and so we slide back into the previous routines. Unfortunately, the slow pace of transformation also makes it easier to let a bad habit slide. If you eat an unhealthy meal today, the scale doesn't move much. If you work late tonight and ignore your family, they will forgive you. If you procrastinate and put your project off until tomorrow, there will usually be time to finish it later. A single decision is easy to dismiss, but when we repeat 1% errors day after day by replicating poor decisions, duplicating tiny mistakes, and rationalizing little excuses, our small choices compound into toxic results. It, it's the accumulation of many missteps, a 1% decline here and there, that eventually leads to a problem. The impact created by the change in your habits is similar to the effect of shifting the route of an airplane by just few degrees. Imagine you are flying from Los Angeles to New York. If your pilot leaving from LAX adjust the heading just 3.5 degrees south, you will land in Washington, D.C. instead of New York. Such a small change is barely noticeable at the takeoff. The nose of the plane moves just a few feet, but when magnified across the entire United States, you end up hundreds of miles apart. Similarly, a slight change in your daily habits can guide your life to a very different destination. Making a choice that is 1% better or 1% worse seems significant in the moment, but over the span but over the span of moments that make up the lifetime. These choices determine the difference between who you are and who could be. Success is the product of daily habits, not once in a lifetime transformations. That said, it doesn't matter how successful or unsuccessful you are right now. What matters is whether your habits are putting you on the path towards success. You should be far more concerned with your current trajectory than with your current results. If you are a millionaire but you spend more than you earn each month, then you are on a bad trajectory. If your spending habits don't change, it's not going to end well. Conversely, if you are broke but you save a little bit every month, then you are on a path toward financial freedom. Even if you are moving slower than you would like. Your outcomes are lagging measure of your habits. Your net worth is lagging measure of your financial habits. Your weight is lagging measure of your eating habits. Your knowledge is lagging measure of your learning habits. Your clutter is lagging measure of your cleaning habits. You get what you repeat. If you want to predict where you will end up in life, all you have to do is follow the curve of tiny gains or tiny lose and see how your daily choices will compound 10 or 20 years down the line. Are you spending less than you earn each month? Are you making it into the gym each week? Are you reading books and learning something new each day? Tiny battles like this are the ones that will define your future self. Time magnifies the margin between success and failure. It will multiply whatever you feed it. Good habits make time your ally. Bad habits make time your enemy. Habits are a double edged sword. Bad habits can put you down just as easily as good habits can build you up. Which is why understanding the detailed is crucial. You need to know how habits work and how to design them to your liking so you can avoid the dangerous half of the blade. So, guys, well, this was it for today. I would like to continue more, but actually, you guys can show some response if you are watching. If you are new to my channel, just hit the subscribe button. I will improve soon and more, and tell me all my faults so I can work on it and record more videos. If you want, I can create a playlist and put all parts together and create a whole video on it. So guys, if you like this video, just comment down, because I really need some support and help to continue this channel, because I'm using it as an experimental and utilizing the time, and I'm new to the YouTube. I don't know how it works and how it will go well or not. So guys, if you're just watching this video randomly and just you don't like it, just dislike it, but at least tell me that where I was lagging and some pronunciations wasn't clear that much, because I'm not reading books every day. I make it habit right now as we are reading the Atomic Habits. It is a very good book. I like to read it because it is improving, means like a self confident book, you can say. So guys, hope you like the video. Just share with your friends. If you like to listen for free and sleep, I will make my voice a little softer and cool. Okay guys, till then, bye bye.